Now, as you might have noticed, Kanye didn't drop Vultures 2 today, not even a single. And today I'm gonna break down why he didn't do that. I mean, went over a lot of the reasons in the past videos. Also talk about a couple of the implications that this brings with it for the future of the album, and also some Kanye news that have just piled up over the past 24 hours. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and it recaps everything that's been happening in hip hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So Vultures 2 didn't arrive today. We were all kind of agreeing on this and seeing that this wasn't going to be coming. There was a lot of hope though, especially after the last video, especially after those ticket websites got adjusted to not have the one in there. But it is what it is. We have a bunch of events now piling up over the next week that I think we're going to learn a lot more from. So this isn't a complete, disaster. I think it's going to be a very cool couple of days as Kanye fans over the next week. And let's wait until next week to see what this brings. But we got to analyze why this happened. So I got 3 main reasons that he didn't drop this, and also a couple of other news. So let's start with why he didn't drop. So the first obvious reason is that he hasn't finished the album. And actually there was an interesting post by Ye Fanatics on Instagram, because as you might know, they're a Kanye fan page and they post news about Kanye, but they reposted a conversation that they've actually had with Ye in the DMs. And they asked him, "Hi Ye, will Vultures 2 be available today?" And I think they asked this shortly after midnight last night. And he replied, "We in the lab." So that means that he's working on it. They're still working on it. So the album wasn't finished, which is likely also obviously why it didn't drop. Now, whether this is good or bad, we know that Kanye works on a lot of his projects up until the last minute. Usually it makes them better. Sometimes it doesn't, like in the case for Vultures 1, where a lot of the mixing was really bad and then they fixed it afterwards. So we will only know that after it comes out, but it seems like they're still working on it, they're still making changes, and the album isn't fully done. Also, as you might have seen, Carnival, the single from Vultures 1, or it now became a single after it dropped in the album, is doing pretty well. So I think the second reason why Kanye didn't drop Vultures 2 today is because he wants to let that single, the Carnival hit, breathe and just accumulate a lot of the success that it maybe still has over the next week. And the main reason being that this has the chance of going #1. If we take a look at the Billboard Hot 100 right now, it is on spot 2 just after Beyonce's Texas Hold'em, which really just swooped in there and took the #1 spot from Carnival. Doesn't matter though, but it could be really big for Kanye to go #1 independently with that song. And there are predictions for the chart week of next week, so up until March 16th, where we can kind of see that it is at #1 and that Texas Hold'em drops to place 5. So if those predictions, from Talk of the Charts on Twitter, if they're correct, then we can expect Carnival to go #1 next week, which maybe Kanye is playing on before dropping the second Vultures 2 in this case, which would likely overshadow some of the success that Carnival could still have over the next week. And the third reason why I think Kanye hasn't dropped is because we have 3 events lined up for next week where I think he wants to test out some of the songs to make changes to them after those release parties, after those listening experiences, and kind of see how the fans react to them and what needs to be changed. Obviously, we have Phoenix, Arizona at the Footprint Center coming up on Sunday, which is really cool. I think that'll be a really cool, first impression to see what those are going to be like, those different listening experiences we have. Then 2 days later on Tuesday, we have San Francisco at the Chase Center. We talked about all of this in the past 2-3 videos in more detail. And the last one is Rolling Loud on Thursday, which is the Ye and Dolla Sign only day. They have an exclusive day just for themselves, obviously in California. And also they now promote this with the same style promotion picture that they have for the other ones. It doesn't say listening experience though, so we can kind of tell that maybe they're going to perform some of the songs actually and have mics. I think I also heard some rumors that they're obliged to do that. So I'm especially hyped for Rolling Loud because I think we'll get a lot more info from that than the other two, because the other two, they could just play the safe card and just do Vultures 1 listening experiences. Now, what are the implications that this delay brings with it? Obviously, the first one is if we take a look at the release date for the 3 volumes, we've now missed a release date. He did, in fact, really come through on the first one, even though it wasn't at midnight and we thought it was going to be delayed. But in the end, it did drop on February 9th. So we thought, okay, he really wants to stick to this plan and not post it, and then it just becomes false the first time around. But now it seems like he's actually missed the second date on there, which makes it really unlikely that the 3rd volume is actually dropping April 5th or anytime close to that. So I think we can expect more delays in the future, and we know that he doesn't 100% focusing on those release dates stick to this, so that also means that the 3rd volume will likely experience some of the same issues, but at least we know that they're coming. I don't think that the 2 and 3 are scrapped at this point. Also, what is obviously an implication is that today we didn't get a single, so we thought that maybe today would be the day for a single, and then next Friday after Rolling Loud, after those 3 events that we have lined up, he would actually drop the entire album. We didn't get a single. The first Vultures only had that Vulture single, so maybe this one also doesn't have a single. We can only tell when it comes out, but that was a hope that if we get a single this Friday, that likely means the album's coming next Friday. So this is kind of, again, an argument for why it maybe isn't coming next Friday, even though that's just speculation. And then 2 pretty unrelated stories to all of this, but they just piled up over the past couple of hours. Kanye posted something to his Instagram story only 4 hours ago at the point of recording this, which was a picture of a 1984 movie, Amadeus. I really don't know nothing about that movie. Let me know what you think that Kanye could mean by posting this. Whether he's just watching it, whether there's some hidden message in this, I haven't fully figured it out, but I just wanted to put it in here. Let me know what your theories are on that. And also, what I definitely wanted to put in here is that JPEG Mafia, Peggy, played an alternate version of Fuck Some, this time still with the Quavo feature and some of his own production that is not on the final version on the album, which could mean that we're getting maybe new songs with production from JPEG Mafia on the second Vultures, which I think is pretty much confirmed because Peggy was also, I think there are rumors that he's working way more on the second one. So, this could be a good sign that JPEG Mafia is having a lot more influence on the second one, more so than he already had on the first one in terms of production. So that's everything that happened, and those are also, I believe, the main reasons why Vultures 2 didn't drop today. Obviously, I'm very interested to hear what y'all got to say about it. Why do you think Kanye didn't drop Vultures 2 today? Do you think it is mainly because he didn't finish the album in time, which is the most obvious reason? Or do you think that he wants to strategically plan out those listening experiences and there were some problems with the scheduling of those that he had to move it a week? And also, when do you obviously think is this thing dropping? Like, is it next Friday, March 15th, after Carnival went #1, and then he's immediately pushing one out after that? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.